Well, I guess it's going to be recorded. We're going to do it for an hour. We're here. I'm a little bit early. We'll see if anybody checks in. And if not, that's all right. It's going to be a co working session for people to log in. And this will be uploaded to YouTube with the rest of the series here, if I can find it. No, that's not it. There we go. So this was number one. We're going to launch the video we're doing now. Will end up being saved as video 2. At the end of this, what we said we're going to do is a whiteboard, info dump, get all your stuff out of your head. This is a funnel. Here's some of my ideas on repetitive cohorts, attract, convert, deliver, kind of what I was thinking. We're going to go through these in a second. Let's see. Good, man, good. All right. Hey, welcome. Okay, video 2 in the series here. Last time we left off with stop the influx, right? What are we doing? We're going to stop the influx of information, write down everything we're trying to do in our business, everything our dream business might be, and then start from a clean slate and start there. This is the shape of the funnel. We're going to do less and less and less information input and start making decisions on our avatar, our market, our best guess, things like that. What do we think our product and offer would be? And in that, we're going to narrow down all the stuff, all the stuff that's in our heads. We're going to come down here to the point of what is your avatar offer pair? So first step in that, I had shared this link was the, can I do a, you gonna let me do a new one? Not easily to do a fresh one. That's okay. You're gonna start here. You're gonna put screenshots in. You've got a pencil randomly. Delete that. And you can use it like a whiteboard to get all your ideas out. So we're gonna start with this. Some of the best practices. These will be kind of the northern star of as we're building our business. What are the things we want to make sure that we put in there, help us through decisions. So one of them you can see right there is to do a rant or a live stream, something like that, to bring an audience in and say, this is what I'm working on, and you can see it live. So right now it's just me, but as we have more than me, this live stream could be things you've seen online. I don't know if you're familiar with Dave Ramsey. We'll have a live call. There's another guy on YouTube who does that same Dave Ramsey health checkup, and he talks to callers or guests that come into his studio and says, "Man, you're making $3,000 a month, and your mortgage is $4,000 a month. What are you doing?" And helps them helps them out of their financial troubles, right? So Dave Ramsey does it maybe for one generation, and then that guy, I don't know his name, will do it for the younger generation maybe. But these seem to catch attention, right? So it's as a best practice for the business that I want to run is a live stream something that I want to do. Maybe we'll see. Speak pain in their own words. This has to do with marketing. This is like as you're building your marketing assets, you want it to reflect your ideal customer so that they come to you going, oh, that guy totally understands my pain, what I'm thinking, what I say to myself, kind of what I'm frustrated by. He says it in my words, and then a connection is made. So this goes on my short list. Max out the high unscalable service. Unscalable things first, then come down, right? So the example from Hormozy is Tesla started with a Roadster at 200 or 300 grand, only made a few of them. The profit margin on them allowed him to build the bigger uh, factories and then offer the Model S, still a premium at like 100, 120K, whatever that car was, and then move down the chain of different products because you're using the notoriety, the harder work first, the higher ticket and the higher profit margin items to fund the base of the pyramid as opposed to going the other way. So if I can make it happen, I'll try to do that too. Put testimonials in. We had talked about that in the last video that I have some. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 7 or 8 people that I can reach out to for testimonials. I think I've reached out to one, saying, "All right, come back and tell me more about this." But this whole video series that I'm doing now is to show you. Imagine you didn't have any, and you really started from zero. And I'm just going to start from zero. So as I get testimonials, I'll put them up, but we're not going to start with them. Call up a person, talk to them with strippers. Okay, so this is Dave Ramsey again, talking about all the different ways you can get into money problems. And it's like his advice is still the same, regardless of the person making the money. And there was a joke out there about like, I wonder what he's going to say. Hey, I won the lottery and I got $1 million and I'm a, fourth grade science teacher. Okay, well, here's what you do with your money. Okay, well, I'm a professional CPA in the business about to retire. What do I do with my money? It's the same answer. What if I'm a stripper and now I've randomly got 50K in cash? What do I do with my money? It's the same answer. But the different diverse guests allow somebody to tune in and say, "Ooh, I wonder what Dave Ramsey will say about this." Anyway, to grab leads immediately. So ManyChat is one, manual DM is another. Is that as people raise their hand and say, "Ooh, I'm interested in your stuff," reach out to them immediately. The interest they have in your stuff peaks right at that moment that they're going to say, "Ooh, let me reach out," and then only degrades with time. So catch them when they're interested, catch them when they're hot, grab them immediately. I'd like to work that into my process as I go. How to become not commoditized is maybe the same as unscalable. Sure. This has to do with billing cycles. Is that if I ever get on a monthly uh, billing, bill every 28 days as opposed to every month. That way there's a 13th section of 28 days. You get one more billing cycle per year. If I can work that in, it goes on the list. Skip the barbell for right now. All the golden BBs. This is Hormozy. This is like, okay, once you've figured out what your core offer is and you've kind of got an audience to provide feedback on it, now you have a feedback loop to where it's like, okay, we say A and B testing. Um, I think it's actually difficult to set up correctly because it's almost a science project about the placebo effect and what's working now and what do we want to change and how do I change just the font for just this one page for just this one time and run 50% of customers from A to B to make sure my data is actually real. I think A/B testing is probably far beyond the capability of what we've got rolling as solopreneurs unless we're really going to focus on it. So instead, you just do a feedback loop of like, hey, what do you like, this or this? And we talk about vanity metrics, about views and likes or whatever, that they're not great because they don't convert, but they do provide you some sort of information going, oh, they like this one better, in this background better, at this, how fast I'm talking, the speed of talking, people like it or don't. I had my face in the last video. This one is just a screen share. Let's see, how does it do? Now, being my second video, right, the data coming off of that is going to have low fidelity. But as you gather a ton of activity and a ton of feedback, you can start collecting good ideas. And this best practices list basically becomes golden BBs again and again and again. Always be supply constrained. No need to innovate. Do something someone already pays for. So this is pretty good that this worked out to be the last one on the list, but a good place to start. You, my ideal client, you already have some professional skill for which you are doing, getting paid for, or exists in the capitalist ecosystem somewhere that somebody's paying for it. Not inventing something new. We're not inventing Facebook too. Instead, we're going to do something that already exists. There's already the expectation that it is service which gets paid for, that the trade is service or product or outcome for money, and then that clears a big hurdle that we don't have to do. So how do we figure out how to do it better or faster, not cheaper, um, and start here? All right, so that's a good first step. Let's just dump some stuff uh, about what you would like in your business. So this one, for my wants, this is a similar list of things that I want to do with my business that matter to me. And the first one on the list is Jay-Z skill. So I'm from New York. Jay-Z's a hero, right? Um, if you don't agree, that's okay. Go listen to 444. Go listen to 444. You'll find out. His skill maybe was selling drugs on the street, and then figured out that that's he can rap and make money that way, and then maybe combine the two, and then you start using the sales skill to sell himself and his brand as a rapper, and then move into Rockwear jeans, whatever it was back in 2001 that started him on a trajectory of businessman. Whatever it is, there's a core skill for Jay-Z, right? That's like I want as well. So I think in my last video, or it's hung up on the YouTube video here, this one right there. Why trust me with your business? And I think I have a short that is the same. Maybe it's over on Instagram. Um, that is the same thing. I have done the work to figure out my Jay-Z skill, and I'm very happy about that. So I can't. Do I knock this off? How do I do that? Cool. I've figured mine out, which is teasing out your best ideas, like we're doing now on a big whiteboard. We tease out your best ideas and turn them into a business plan that is executable. In this video down here, I'm sitting on a park bench by my house explaining something that happened to me in 2011, 2010, on my time in the Army. Was an operation that I planned and executed, but it started with, you talk about the back of a napkin. I had a boss who could not communicate. The dude had no idea what he wanted. He gave me like 7 words that didn't equal a sentence, and then from that we built a 2 or 3 week repeating uh, live fire operation out there in South Korea. And this kind of goes over it a little bit, but what I realized in doing it, I've enjoyed it, but there's a skill here. And then later I got my MBA, working at corporate, doing other stuff. Is that the same skill of let me listen to somebody, which is effectively a scoping session. Listen to what you're talking about. What do you want? Put it down on paper. Do a double check, a sanity check. Is this what you meant to say? And then start building a plan to execute. I enjoy it. I love it. I do it. I'm good at it. A little bit here, but as I get off track here, that's my Jay-Z skill. That's what I'm doing at the core of my business. We're going to talk about this for a second as I jump around. I can't read any of that. That's fine. This is a funnel. And then down in here is you doing your thing. So you, being my ideal customer of who I'm trying to help out, is a tax professional that works at corporate that wants to go solo. Fine. Your skill down here at the bottom, we're going to call it tax, right? So for me, you can watch that video. His name is Colonel Guan. We're just going to call it Guan. Is what I do right at the bottom of this. And now this whole funnel is built in service of bringing people who are ready to sit and be honest and share their little ideas with me so I can make a plan and then execute it. For you, it's I want to sit here and all I want to do is look at taxes. All I want to do is actually look at last year's taxes that are already filed just to find people refunds they didn't get, and then I'll file it in their state. And then I will take my own money, front them the money on the front hand, and then I make money back on not only charging them for the service, but then maybe also I catch interest on their money because I paid for them immediate payout as opposed to waiting for the IRS and paid them 2 days early. That could be your business model. But to build the funnel, you got to have some things to fill this thing in. It's like starting with a puzzle. Which puzzle piece do you start with? Well, maybe you pick a corner or the brightest color on the box. So for me, it's that Jay-Z skill. What's the skill that if I had 100 people coming to me to solve it, I would just sit all day and just do this all day long for 100 people, and it'd be great. We got to find that thing for you. I found it for me, which is great. And then we're going to build a business around it. I want my business to be global, to not have to deal with inventory. Yes, to have info products, things like this. I say evergreen is probably too, that word probably matters too much. Still just me. But information products with a lot of this productized and already out there, not so I'm not repeating myself, but that you can get to level 3, not have to do level 3 again, and then start teaching level 4 because 1, 2, and 3 are already recorded. I think is what I mean when I say info products. It is a service. I can deliver it on demand. It's digital delivery, an outcome that I can deliver, which is good because that's here. What I would like to do is delight, surprise, and solve a problem in a unique way. Zappos, the number one most favorite company to work for or something a couple years back. Well, probably 15 or 20 years back. Had something unique about donating shoes or the way they voted in their CEO, something weird about the company, but it was unique. And I was like, oh, I'm going to buy Zappos because of this thing. Tom's. Tom's shoes is another one where they were donating. And my wife bought like 3 pairs. She goes, yeah, we just donated 3. And I was confused because I didn't know. You bought three, but we gave away three. You bought six. No, no, no. We bought three. What are you talking about? They donate a pair for every pair that you buy. That's a unique way to deliver. That is surprising. That is delightful. That's wonderful. So, in my process of doing my skill here, can I be delightful and surprising in the same way that I was for this dude when you go back and watch this video? Um, I surprised that guy, Lieutenant Colonel Guan. He was delighted with the operation I put together, and dude met me out at a live fire range somewhere with a cigar going, "Hey, good job." It's like a month later going, "Oh, wow. The nonsense I was talking about in my office a month ago came true. Congratulations. That was great." I'd like to be able to repeat this in my business. Okay. Warm inbound from you, as opposed to doing cold calls. I want people to call me, right? That makes sense. And to have a very, very good lead magnet. As I think through this, I have one, and I'm thinking it's got to be many. Is what I will do for this business. We'll talk it through for you to see if that makes sense. But right now, I've got the avatar one, and I'm already thinking about the kind of the Eisenhower chart thing, like this with the plus. I think that this has got to be a second one, maybe, and then the social media tracker, which is not going to be a chart, is like a social media tracker. I imagine that a lot of folks that we're talking to are going to choose the internet to advertise their business. Um, if it is a service that's on demand digital delivery, I imagine they'll use the internet, which maybe means social media, maybe means email, maybe means blog post, whatever it is. So content tracker, maybe that's the right word. That this is going to be a lead magnet to help people say, "Hey, I know I've got to do three things to launch the business and start talking to my first customer. Where's the accountability to make sure I do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Where's my accountability chart?" This might be a lead magnet, but as opposed to something simple, how do I make it great? There's going to be a video attached. So my avatar, do I have it here? My avatar one, right, is pretty simple, but it's actually got a video associated with it to explain it how to use it, right? So that's maybe more work that people don't want to do. Right here, launch clarity tool. This thing is a video that explains how to use this tool. 14 minutes, probably gonna cut that down. It's probably too long, but in the idea of I want to make it an excellent lead magnet, it's a mini course that you get for free to go figure out your avatar. How do I make all these things great? Getting this right is on my list of things that I want to do. Actually, talking all day, not cold calls, not sending cold calls all day long, but instead talking to folks like you about things you care about. This is what I want for my business. No amount of more internet content stuff is going to um, or add to this list. So that's what we talked about with stop the madness, stop the influx of information. You already kind of know what your ideal business looks like for your customer, for you, how you would like to run it, what are the operations. What's his face? Tim Ferry's talking about a 4-hour work week. Like you already have those ideas in here. We just got to write them down, and then we will do our best to figure out: is there a business? So far that has best practices, that has my desires of how to run it, and I get to sit in this zone where all I do is my number one skill that I love doing all day. Can we make all three of these things work, make money, right? Right, have revenue at all, be interesting to me, and the best practices that make it good for customers? Can we do that? Cool. Next, what else do I want to write about? These things. So this is a cohort. Um, plan, and I don't know if I'm gonna do a cohort or not, but it's gonna depend on calls like this. So this is actually a Q&A call here on school that I did, and it was, "Hey, come tell me, let me ask you the questions. What do you really want out of this course? What's gonna be useful for you?" So I don't know if this cohort idea is gonna be useful or not, but basically it was level 1, level 2, level 3. Put skills inside of each of them to improve the baseline uh, skill set for: do you know your avatar? Do you know your market? Can you and not do the hard work, do the tricky work of writing marketing assets and copywriting, because it's a little bit backwards, right? You want to tell people about your stuff, but really they want to hear about um, the outcome and the transformation and the end state that you're going to give them, the solution. So marketing and copywriting is a skill set because it's actually a little bit twisted backwards the way that you write these things. And when you care a lot about your business, you want to tell everyone about the features and benefits. But I don't need to hear the features and the benefits of the iPhone 18 or whatever we're doing. What I need to hear is, "Ooh, they have another one. Let's do it," because you want to be part of the Apple family, right? How do you change your marketing from features and benefits to what was it? Think differently. To put a sticker in the box and people put their Apple stickers on their cars is how effective or insidious is how effective Apple's marketing is they will put laptop and phone stickers on pickup trucks. Okay. So so this is a skill set. Anyway, I'm not sure that people want a cohort or not. Um, this makes sense to me because there's 3 months in a quarter, so I could run four of these groups a year, do them by time. I could have some on demand portion of it, right? That's on demand, and then some portion of it that is okay. We jump on live. We're all in the one-on-one class. We're all learning basic stuff together, and then move to two on the first of the following month. So this is on here as a maybe. This is pretty much it. I like this format because I can put down like a to-do list. I can draw stuff. Obviously, I like whiteboarding. The problem is if you whiteboard words, you can't read your own handwriting. I have no idea what this says. No idea what that says. Um, and then the mindset stuff over here, I think we will save for later. I wonder if that's going to be right. As we finish video 2 here and not go too long, let's talk about number 3. In my classroom, Business Launch 101, I've got really scribble scrabble, nothing crazy just yet. But I'm trying to get the major chapter names out as I build this. You can see I get the hourglass, right? Cut off new, deciding. So we're going through it live as we do it. And mindset is high on the list. Um, Part of what I am charging for, right, and what I will eventually charge money to do is to sit and have conversations like this in group or in chat or on phone call or one-on-one Zoom call with you to help through the unknown very beginning of how do I even get started. So I will have a price point and a premium price to say, listen, we're going to do it together. I'll hold your hand. It'll be done with you, done for you. But at some point, there's a lower tier of that where it's like, just go read this book. Go listen to Maria Forleo about her thing, and then you can do it yourself. And some people will take this and launch all by themselves and not need it. Either way, whether you're doing it yourself or I'm doing it for you, I still got to build the mindset machine and find the stuff that matters easiest. Matters the most essential mindset nuggets, right, to help keep you on track. I've done the first one. Man, how come I can't find anything here? Why is this in videos, but it's not on the dashboard? So here is, play. I wonder if you can hear the audio through the audio. So here's my first little mindset one, which I actually still have open. This is one of the nuggets that's going to be on there. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. I feel like the internet's full of inspirational, motivational junk. I really want to get down to a short thing. I think that's going to be video 3-ish. Maybe I should number these. But this is a Q&A. So you tell me, where's the obstacle that you get stuck at all the time? Is it motivation? Is it, I don't know where to start. Hey, I finally got the time and I got a babysitter and I can come do this stuff. But now I don't know where to start. I don't have the technology. I don't know what it means to buy a domain. Do I need to do that first? Is it more questions? Is it action? Is it keep getting distracted by other things in my life? Not sure what it is, but I think that that's going to lead into the mindset course is the cause and effect of why do you need a good mindset? Why do you need these these tools because there is an obstacle. Let's define the obstacle and then work backwards. I'll give you a little sneak peek onto that. Here's Marcus Aurelius. this, this, not this paragraph. This sentence is it for me. Here, go watch 2 minutes of this. You'll see what I'm talking about.